So we're going to take a look at the back end of Qlik to see what it looks like to add some data and join a few different data sets together. So there's a bunch of built-in connectors within Qlik. You can see a wide variety of them here. It's a long scroll to the bottom. For the sake of simplicity today, though, we're actually just going to upload a few different files from the computer. So we'll go ahead and select that. Let's go back up here to the top. Okay, so we can drag or drop. We're going to go ahead and select. Okay, we'll do contracting actions. We'll open that one up, and let's go ahead and add that to our environment. Okay. All right, so pretty quick here. We're going to get a little bit of a preview to see what the domain values are, what the different field names are, to make sure everything looks right. But also if there's any sort of first line customization you want to do to, for example, the name of a field, you can also do that here. All right, so we're going to change that one. Okay, let's go ahead and call that good. I'm going to upload it. All right, so we've got it uploaded. We've got the one, just to add a little bit of complexity to this, we're going to go ahead and add an additional data set. Now, typically with other SQL-based tools, adding multiple data sets together is a little bit cumbersome. It requires figuring out whether you want to do a inner join, outer join, what kind of join you want to do, and then in that process, you're making decisions about what data you can possibly utilize within that data model and then downstream for the analytics. As we'll see here, we're actually going to be able to, one, make that process a lot easier, but also make that process easier while allowing full and robust access to all of the data across the data sets. Just to make things a little bit more interesting, we're going to add a third data set. Again, with a traditional SQL-based tool, you think making a join or deciding what kind of join to make between two data sets is complicated. The more you add, the more permutations and possibilities there are, and the higher risk there is to create a data structure that's a little bit brittle because of the way that it's joined together. All right, so we've got our three different data tables here. They're represented by bubbles. What you can actually see over on the right, we've got a couple of different recommended associations. So this is AI powered from Qlik, where it's letting us know that based on the contents, not just the field names, so based on the contents of the data, it looks like these different data fields are connected. We can preview that connection below, take a look, make sure that that's what we want. Go ahead and apply. We can do that with a second one as well. And what's nice about this is it really simplifies the association process. So rather than having to have a really in-depth knowledge of each and every data source, data field, and domain in order to make the correct selection, you've got a little bit of help here to identify where the overlapping fields or where the connecting fields may lie. All right, so we've made our connections. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the data in a preliminary way. So we're going to take a look at this first one here. This is the first data source that we added. And we can see all of the data here. We've also got a little bit of a preview in terms of what is contained within the data. We can select any of our fields and see things like distinct values or total values. We can also do some of these sort of frontline manipulations here, transformations. The other thing that we can do if we want is make an edit to the fields or create a custom field. We're going to go ahead and create a calculated field. We're just going to combine year and quarter into one rather than having them in two, concatenate them. So this is a pretty straightforward function here, and the language should look familiar to folks that are used to working, and really any kind of programming or software language. So we're going to, okay, we've got fiscal year. Let's go ahead and add in quarter. Okay, and we can preview down below. That looks right. We've got our slash in between. And now we've created a additional field. You can imagine you can create any kind of additional field. here, and you can also, this is not a one and done chance, right? You can create all sorts of additional fields, calculations, and so forth on the front end. So we've created that field. We can go back to the associations. We can see what our different tables look like and how they're associated. And that's what it looks like to upload some data and associate it with Qlik.